This week on the show, we're discussing Valve's new hardware announcements, PlayStation's two newly announced mobile multiplayer games, GTA's delay, and our reviews of Possessors and Lumines Arise. I'm your host, Ewan, joined today by my fellow gamers and co-hosts, Brody.
Hello.
And Shannon.
Hello.
This is the Press Start Podcast, our weekly video game discussion podcast. Let's get on with the show. All right, we've got a lot to get through today, so let's get stuck in. Valve announced 3 new products complementing the Steam Deck handheld gaming PC coming in early 2026. Valve launching the Steam Machine, a gaming PC designed for connecting to your TV, capable of running most games at 4K 60 FPS thanks to some upscaling. They also announced the Steam controller with 2 new next generation magnetic thumbsticks, they're calling them, and a couple of touchpads as well. And the Steam Frame, a new VR headset designed with game streaming in mind from a PC or Steam Machine, much like the MetaQuest. Shannon, maybe first to you. This can be a bit of a de facto tech time with Shannon. What are your thoughts on this hardware?
Yeah, it's been rumored for a little while and makes perfect sense, I guess, given the Steam Deck and how well that's done. And I guess, it's hard to know. Like, they seem pretty confident in it. I think it only has 8 gigs of VRAM, which a lot of people are skeptical on. But I think they said they've tested Indiana Jones and The Great Circle, which is one of the most graphics intense games. And I think we don't know the price, but I think in terms of what it is, what we know SteamOS to be, the new controller and the cuteness of the little hardware design, I think there's good reason to be excited about this one. I think Valve's gone into this space before, but I think they've got it down pat with what it needs to be now.
Important to note that we didn't get prices alongside this announcement. I think that's kind of the main mystery point at the moment. I am curious to see how competitive they'll be with the likes of a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. It on paper, it looks like it's going to be maybe have a leg up on them, or at least be on par with them.
It's 6 times the performance of a Steam Deck. So I reckon it's about, like a base PS5 or a Series X, around there. Well, it's running Linux, which I think, is probably... I think the hardware and the software should come together nicely to put it in line with the PS5. But I think they can go more aggressive than what... because they sell direct as well, so there's literally no markup. So I'll be interested to see what they price it at. I guess they've got the benefit of coming in 5 years later. So,
Yeah, and I do kind of like the look of it. It almost looks like a bit of a squashed Xbox Series X in some ways. It's just kind of a bit squatter.
Well, it's like that, the Series S leak that was like that little cube, if you remember.
Yeah.
And I like that the LED
dimensions of it
is like a download bar and stuff as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, and customizable. You can kind of just have it flash multicolors if you like.
Very clever.
I'm curious to see how well it fits into different entertainment units. It did look like a little bit tall, I thought, by comparison. I know the Xbox you can put on its side, but they're kind of more a showpiece, these consoles, now than more so than anything else, if it's fair to call this a console. They did make a point as well that it can function as a PC. They had it on someone's desk, running, it looked like Photoshop or some sort of creative software like that. So yeah, interesting that it's it is just for all intents and purposes a PC, but making use of Steam's kind of new software updates that allow you to kind of just dive straight into their software and play games in a quick and easy way without the usual steps you'd have to take on a PC. Brody, what about you? Thoughts on the Steam Machine or the controller and the VR headset?
Yeah, as someone who is, very much now playing probably PC more than I ever have, thanks to things like the Asus, like ROG Ally and things, and someone who was probably very much on the fence in the last week as to whether to upgrade to a ROG Ally X, I'm now going to pump the brakes a little bit and just see maybe what this does.
And prior to that, you had a Steam Deck as well, right?
I did have a Steam Deck prior to that as well, and I think I ended up opting for the ROG Ally over it, mainly just due to it being a bit more open and running Xbox and things like that, which is a personal preference, I understand. But yeah, I mean, I'm very curious to see where the tech looks cool. Obviously, you would probably look at it and have some concerns over whether it's going to have the juice to run some of the very intensive games at good specs. It's probably there's going to be some concern. Oh, I've gone, haven't I? Oh,
Yeah, did you just see our eyes light up?
Yeah, I did.
You
Yeah.
did go for a second, but you came back.
All right, I'm back. I'll just push through because I know it'll all come out in the edit. So whether it's going to like run all those labor-intensive games in a handful of years, like it'd be interesting to see. But I think price is going to be the most interesting thing. And to your point, with it being, I guess, a little bit lesser than in terms of specs when compared to some like really super rigs and like some of these like newer consoles. Like I think they can be pretty aggressive with price, which kind of is going to be interesting for Xbox in a couple of years when they try and enter this exact same hybrid console PC market with their hardware. Like I feel like they could be staring down a bit of a battle now. Like they've just got out of the console race because, they were getting the shit kicked out of them there, and now they're going toe to toe with Steam, and they're probably going to get the shit kicked out of them there. So it's not great for them. But I'm probably coming at it, most curiously, just about the price. Like if it's going to be good enough, then I'm happy to like put this in my lounge. But I'm also curious to see whether they bring some software across, which I know has been rumored. Like obviously none of it will be exclusive to this machine, but like the rumors of a new Half-Life and stuff, like if they ship Half-Life around the time of this thing, like I'll buy it regardless just to have it in my lounge room. I don't care. Like I'm a Half-Life. I bought an Oculus for Half-Life Alyx, and I've never touched it since. So
You've picked up on a couple of things that I'm eager to delve deeper into there. Specifically around, I guess, where Xbox or how Xbox is going to deal with this. In a post on X, Phil Spencer celebrated the announcement, saying, quote, "As one of the largest publishers on Steam, we welcome new options for players to access games everywhere. Congrats on today's launch." I thought that was interesting in that it kind of does continue to sort of be their approach that, well, really, the more places there are to play games and the more accessible gaming as a medium is, like that suits us because we're kind of just a publisher now and everything is an Xbox. That being said, though, Brody, you kind of make a good point in that they kind of look to be sort of trying to make more of a push into this hardware space where your game library could follow you from one platform to another pretty comfortably. And I guess they've got people now competing with them, or a single company competing with them on a SKU by SKU basis. I also wanted to note, too, that the rumors are at the stage that the PlayStation 6 is going to have a hybrid SKU. So I don't think it's Xbox alone in this in terms of facing off new competition from Valve, because it looks like PlayStation's about to kind of enter the same sort of space as well. Shannon, what's your take on the strategic side of it, and how Xbox and PlayStation need to respond?
I think, Xbox is the trickier one for me because I think like this is like literally their strategy, and I don't like it took Valve so long to get like a good big screen experience, and like Xbox is clearly trying to do that, but it hasn't quite hit the mark yet. Like Brody, you would know, like setting up a Steam Deck is just like such an easy experience, and like even setting up the Xbox Ally, you still have to go through the whole Windows process, which is just a nightmare. Like where you can be in the Steam Deck in 5 seconds if you've got it logged in on your phone. So I think Xbox still has ways to go. I still think it is the right move for them. It's the only move for them to sort of mimic what Valve is doing with their products. So I guess Windows is Microsoft, and that's successful for them. But I do think this makes it a little bit harder because unless you really care about Game Pass or see the value in Game Pass, like this is probably going to do a good job at a cheaper price. And I just think it's probably not going to do as well as the next Xbox, but it just makes it that little bit harder. And similarly for PlayStation, but I feel like they're in their own lane, as is Nintendo. I feel like it hurts Xbox the most out of the three.
It is interesting. I kind of feel like we're fast approaching a time where everything is like basically a PC of varying kind of power. Be it handheld or a smaller kind of format for your entertainment room your entertainment unit, or something that kind of is big and clunky and kind of sits under your desk. Like there's kind of those three tiers. But like it's almost becoming a battle of ecosystems as opposed to hardware. I mean, there's long not been, right? Yeah.
Because like this, from what I've read, can just be a PC as well as can your Steam Deck, and as can like I'm assuming the next Xbox. But like to people really want that? Like, is that a good thing? I guess it's not a bad thing to have it unlocked, but like, it just makes it feel so clunky.
It makes it look better value. I guess like if you're in the market for a PC and you kind of want something that's going to predominantly game but allow you to kind of do some work on as well, then maybe it makes it appear better value.
Like, you wouldn't want your PlayStation to be able to like dual boot Windows, surely. I just feel like you just like it that you can just, and your Switch, like, it's just good that you just want to game and you can game and just do that without all the other shit.
Yeah. And I guess it stands the chance of kind of being a better user experience, maybe kind of more powerful too if it's a dedicated for gaming. It's like your phone has a camera built into it, right? But if you buy yourself a dedicated DSLR, chances are you're going to get nicer photos from it. So yeah, maybe there's a truth to that, but yeah, I don't know. I really like don't have a clear picture on what the future looks like here or now. I've obviously played PlayStation predominantly. That being said, I do have like a big Steam library. I'm still consider myself a bit of a PC gamer, and it does sound pretty tempting to kind of just jump into the Steam ecosystem and have the ability to play that library in other places as well. Like Brody and I, we were just talking before the show about Possessors, and I would love to take that game on the go and play it portably, but my only real option to do that tied to a Steam ecosystem is a Steam Deck, and I've kind of put that investment into a Switch instead for the sake of like being able to kind of play all the exclusives that exist everywhere. So yeah, I don't know how much like exclusivity is still going to play a factor. Like maybe we have Steam libraries accessible on multiple devices, but then as well as like PlayStation and Xbox as an ecosystem, but then are the games gated purely to PlayStation's login versus Steam's login versus Xbox's login? Like in the same way you can log into Netflix on a million devices, but Netflix has exclusive content that's behind their login. Is that the kind of direction we're headed? It's hard to say. Brody,
picking up on heading for everything to blow up, and then we'll just start again with a new brand. At
the same time, right? Like we've been talking about the potential demise of Xbox, and like who could fill that void? Is that now Valve? That's now a possibility. They've got a whole kind of ecosystem that they've announced today. Brody, the other thing you mentioned too, though, that I didn't want to leave unaddressed was speculation around Half-Life 3 and maybe kind of exclusive titles kind of coming the way of the Steam machine and Steam's kind of hardware family. Do you think there's any real possibility of that? Could we be getting Half-Life 3 kind of early next year to coincide with this launch?
I think there's just so much pointing to it. Like the rumors have gone crazy with it. Like, and usually I would not really give it any merit, but like there's some substantial leakers who are like saying like, watch this space, like this is not over, like there's more to come. Like I think the rumor is that there's going to be like a second part to this next week, like which might tie more to software. So yeah, I mean there had been reports like on Insider Gaming and stuff that they're working on it. It's playable from start to finish. So why not Half-Life 3?
Yeah, I think it makes sense, given I assume it'll be VR or not VR, right? And I guess
given they're
launching a home console or a headset, I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I will dead set cry if they announce like Half-Life 3 next week. Like I'm so emotional for that series.
I just don't.
I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I just love it.
I kind of want it to happen now, just so that we can all cry together. That sounds amazing.
That's nice that you would do that for me, Ewan. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily need a system seller, but I do feel like Half-Life 3 would sufficiently be it. And maybe it is just like the cherry on top of these consoles, like kind of coming out, that makes people kind of dive in a big way and maybe buy a Steam Deck if they haven't already.
To that point, you wouldn't need to buy a Steam machine or a Steam Deck. Like you could play it on your bog standard PC you've got now because it is just tied to their ecosystem. But I don't know. I feel like it's a good little bump. It's a good little bump to say like if you want to play this on your couch, you can play Half-Life on your couch using the Steam machine. That sort of thing. So yeah.
And I think it might just be that like extra little bit of incentive. You know, people like just caught up in the excitement of it, decide to kind of go all in and invest into what Steam are doing, right? Yeah, I reckon that's a possibility. I'd personally love to see Campo Santo's game like emerge as well, since they got swept up into Valve.
It's never happening.
I know they've kind of been contributing to other projects, but you don't think it's ever happening.
No.
I mean, I reckon like if you're coming out with some launch titles, like give like a kind of real artsy experimental thing to help sort of complement that, right? Like I just want to see more games from them. It's just such a disappointment to me that we haven't seen 2-3 more games from them since Firewatch came out. But I digress. Shannon, to close this out, what do you predict the Steam Machine's going to cost? Put a number to
it. That's a tough one. AUD, I think like $700, $800. I think it'll. You think more or less?
More. I think that's very cheap.
I was going to lean to maybe 1,100.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard in Australia but I don't think it can be more than 1,000.
The question will be, when will it come? Because famously, this stuff comes late for us, doesn't it?
No, it's in line. We're getting it early next year.
Oh, wow.
I've confirmed, in line with everyone else.
All right.
And they said that to me when I spoke to Valve last year, that like anything that launches from here on out will get at the same time. Like they're set up properly to do it.
Have they ever paired with a retailer here? Like, have they paired with EB for anything?
They're just shipping direct. Like they did for their first VR headset, but they're shipping direct.
Do you feel like they would ever think about like going mass market, like in terms of like imagine if like Steam was on Amazon? I feel like that would be a pretty big.
I think I could see it happening for like an older Steam Deck, like a budget Steam Deck that they put in, but I don't think everything. I think it allows them to manage the whole end-to-end experience and like manage everything and just make money. And that is why I do think this will be cheaper. Like they just it must sell itself, pay for itself in their eyes, in such a short amount of time.
I think that's also the interesting component to this too, is that Valve do not need cash. Like they are raking it in by way of Steam. So I think they could kind of
give it away,
sell these, give these away. They could sell these at like next to no profit.
Yeah.
Or
they could take a loss.
Even take a loss on them.
They have the data now from the Steam Deck in terms of like, well, we know that this purchase is going to spend this much. I don't know. I just think, I think the next thing for them will be like subscription potentially, which will be interesting.
Yeah, I hope not. I'm over subscriptions. Let me just build out a library.
I've got so many.
Sounds good.
But no, it's exciting. I think obviously we all love tech. I love tech. And competition is good.
Yeah, and as the days go on, the more and more I'm deliberating a handheld gaming PC of some kind. I just don't particularly want to part with the cash here on out.
Xbox Ally, get around it.
Yeah. Are you offering one? That'd be nice.
Just the one.
Alrighty, let's change gears. Let's talk about PlayStation's live service mobile push, because news emerged today, as of recording that is, that Ratchet and Clank is making a comeback as a free-to-play multiplayer shooter coming to mobile. The game is called Ratchet and Clank Ranger Rumble and is described as, quote, a fast-paced multiplayer platform arena shooter. It is being led by developer OBB, collaborating with Insomniac. It doesn't end there, though. It was also leaked and then revealed that the Horizon MMO RPG is well underway. It's called Horizon Steel Frontiers, again coming to PC, iOS, and Android devices. Interestingly, no mention of PlayStation there, which I want to circle back to. The game will apparently bring together Horizon's iconic giant mechanical beasts and obviously let you play in a multiplayer environment as well to take them down, as you would expect from an MMO RPG. Brody, maybe first to you on this one. What are your thoughts on both of these games?
Leave me out, big fella. Like, I just, I don't care at all. I don't know. Like, I thought we were done with this. I thought we were done with their push to live service. We were done, but I guess they're still trying the mobile train. Look, I'm sure.
Was it just me that thought the Horizon one had been quashed? Like, I thought that game had been like quietly cancelled. And then here it is today. Maybe it was just my imagination.
Was it another new one? I don't know.
Probably a different Horizon game. Like, they're working on so many.
Okay.
I think that was a competitive multiplayer one.
Right.
Yeah. Look,
The Horizon one looks really good, I think.
I was skeptical upon because this leak came out, right? I think it was The Verge reporting that they had just kind of inadvertently been given media assets for the game.
Yeah,
hilarious. But then it was like properly announced, and like a 10-minute kind of explainer video was released. Like speaking to Gorilla, speaking to I don't have it noted down. I'm forgetting who the developer is on the Horizon Steel Frontiers. But yeah, when I saw the gameplay of it, I was like, you know what? I could get around this. It doesn't look like nearly as I guess like fluid or like it looks more kind of scripted, I suppose, as opposed to what you'd expect the kind of core Horizon games to be. But that I would kind of expect of an MMO. It's kind of a matter of like using your abilities once they're off cooldown, otherwise just kind of having some basic attacks to cycle through.
NCSoft,
Shannon, you and I could have some fun with this.
We could.
Thank you,
NCSoft. Not on PS5, sadly.
Yeah. What do you make of that?
I think it's odd. Like, it looks good. Like, it doesn't look janky or like cheap at all. I don't understand why it wouldn't be on PS5. It's very odd.
And presumably being on mobile as well, like its controls scheme would be conducive to mapping to a controller as well.
Yeah.
And it does strike me as being odd that.
Yeah, maybe it's just for a different audience, as in like a demographic. I don't know. Maybe they're just worried about diluting that brand too much. But I think it makes perfect sense for what Horizon is and what I would want from like a multiplayer Horizon game. Going back to the Ratchet game, how dare they? I'm not even writing it up in protest. Like, get lost.
Grow up.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little mixed about the Ratchet and Clank one, to be honest, because yes, it's not the kind of Ratchet and Clank game I'm hankering for, but at the same time, going back to PS2 days, me and my brother played so much of, I want to say it was 3, or maybe it was Gladiator, so 4, but that had like kind of a multiplayer versus mode. And we would just spend hours like just versing each other 1v1, trying to destroy each other's base, or like playing with each other against AI, that kind of thing. So like we had a bit of a multiplayer Ratchet and Clank obsession going. That being said, I'm not convinced that this will be much like that. But yeah, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. I signed up. I pre-registered today for this coming out. But then
I just think PlayStation don't do anything like Ratchet and Clank. I guess there's Astrobot, but Ratchet and Clank's different to that. And it's so good. They're all so good. Just give us more of that. Or like little experiences again. Like, I just think, these two games are kind of both hit a different spot that PlayStation isn't hitting. So the fact that they're both these weird mobile games, I don't know. It's not about it.
Yeah, I think we can kind of all agree it's not our first choice, but I don't know. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, particularly the Horizon MMORPG. Like, I think that, like you said, it does
looks really cool.
The adaptation to a different genre, I think, makes total sense for the IP. Whether or not it's as engaging to play as the core games are, I think remains to be seen.
Maybe it's just that they want to test it on PC and then they'll bring it to PS5 and it's a bit more ironed out. Maybe they can launch it a bit more fleshed out. I mean, I haven't read too much into it since it's been announced, but maybe, it's just that.
Maybe it is like a point of differentiation as well. Like like a PlayStation first party release or PlayStation exclusive release, like coming to the console, maybe kind of carries like a bit of a weight and has a bit of like an expectation attached to it, where they want, okay, this is quite different. It's for a different audience. Let's keep it away from our kind of PlayStation brand, I suppose, for the first part of its lifetime until we've kind of established our roots, and then we can broaden it out. I did think it was interesting that it was described as being made for mobile primarily. Crazy the kind of quality game that a mobile can play nowadays. I don't play a lot of mobile games. I was surprised to see it looking as good and being seemingly as open a world as it looks to be. But hearing from people that played like Genshin Impact, those kind of games, it does kind of look like that kind of style of game, which makes sense, I think, for the audience that they're going after. Brody, I feel like Shannon and I both kind of interrupted you earlier, though. Did you have much more to say about this? You didn't get to Ratchet and Clank. Is that also a hard no?
Yeah, no, look, they were both pretty good no's from me. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a big Ratchet and Clank guy anyway, and if I was, this certainly wouldn't be what I was after. Like, I don't know how not that they're the same game, but how's Crash Rumble going? Like, I don't think that really took off in the same way. Like, I don't know. It'll either hit or it won't, but it's not for me. Leave me out. I'll quietly watch from the sidelines how this Horizon MMO goes, because I don't know. I'm either going to get into Dune or I'm not eventually when it comes to console.
Come, join me.
Yeah, I want to play on console, but it's not out yet, which sucks.
No.
Maybe I'll play on the Steam machine. Who knows? But yeah, no. I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it, but it's. As I said, I'm not really a Horizon guy anyway. Like, the world does nothing for me. I find them kind of boring. So, yeah.
Do you like, given the kind of trials and tribulations of PlayStation's live service strategy so far? I mean, I really don't know like what more to say about their mobile strategy, because I don't feel like we've had a release since the Sackboy game. I could be wrong on that. But given their live service release strategy, do you think they stand a chance of being successful? Maybe Horizon more so than Ratchet and Clank?
I think Ratchet and Clank has mainstream appeals. I mean, there's a chance that maybe catches fire for a week or two, but in terms of like obviously longer term appeal, like an MMO is going to have that. So like as long, and it seems like the NC Soft doing it, like they've done MMOs. Obviously, they specialize in it. Like they've done that Throne and Liberty and stuff, which I think has had a pretty enduring sort of community. So I'd like to think they know what they're doing. They were obviously chosen for a reason to do it. So yeah. So that could be good, but again, it's just about what sort of demographic they're going after. Like, does it speak to Horizon fans or not? I don't know, but
Here's hoping. Hopefully I can get you playing Dune with me, and then in time, this Horizon Steel Frontiers game as well.
You loot me up and I'll go for it.
We've got another bit of news to wade into today. This happened a little earlier in the week, but Rockstar announced that Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed again and will no longer release on May 26th, but instead release on November 19th, 2026 for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. That is a little over a year away as this podcast comes out, which is a scary thought. Shannon, what was your initial reaction to hearing this news?
I mean, I brought this into the world, didn't I? Like,
you did. Actually, I forgot about that. Yeah, you said you still didn't see much of a chance of it coming out in May, and then like the next day, this was being announced.
It's very sus.
Look, I'm pretty flat on it, both personally and professionally. I just feel like, I think we've spoken on the podcast. For gaming for me this year, Switch 2 aside, but even then, like Donkey Kong really is the only piece of software there that's excited me. Like, I really was looking forward to this holiday, and then it was really looking forward to it in May, and now it's like a year away again. And the fact that we have to get through literally another year of this world,
got to survive for another year,
it just feels too much, particularly because they started revealing more and more about it. It feels very cruel, and I don't understand. Like, it's getting worrying now, I'll admit. Like, we trust Rockstar and like know this game is going to be good, but it's slipped a few times, and it's been like 10 years. It feels weird.
And this is like a kind of a 6-month delay, really. So it would say to me there's not an insignificant amount of work that they still want to do on the game. I also just worry that Donald Trump is going to say a million more crazy things that they want to factor into the game in satire in some way in that time, and it's going to keep pushing it back. But yeah, I don't know. I have no doubt that the game is going to be phenomenal in this, and I think I'm willing to just let them take the time that they need, in the same way that, you know, Naughty Dog, I'm sure, are going to push into Galactic back a million times.
It's been so long. Like, so long.
Yeah. You reminded me there of, I don't know if you saw the clip of the actor that plays Dustin in Stranger Things talking about the game on the red carpet. And he's like, we've literally produced like this whole series that everyone makes fun of for being like delayed and delayed and delayed. That has even come out in its entirety in the time between GTA games.
The last GTA was the first year of press start, wasn't it? Wasn't it 2013 or 20? Like, literally, I've been through 17 lives since that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. What about yourself, Brody? Do you think you can wait until November next year?
I don't see that I've got a fucking choice unless I get like
Think how many
terminally
Steam machines you could buy between now and
unless
then.
I get terminally ill and make a wish my way into playing it earlier. I don't know, but yeah, at least it's going to line up with my birthday next year, so that's nice.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. But yeah,
Take the time off to play it.
It's going to be a brave person to draft this in our fantasy critic next year. I can tell you that.
I might do it again. Who knows?
Don't you fucking tempt me. I'll do it.
I do wish they were a little bit more transparent about just like what is happening with it. Like what's going. I know it's like
I feel like they said. I mean, they gave reasons to say they want to polish it and stuff. But I think the elephant in the room was obviously the union busting and stuff that everyone has been talking about, or not talking about rather. So
yeah.
So whether they were just trying to push the media cycle along away from that toward it's been delayed, then you can be a cynic and think that, but
they should have just stealth dropped it.
Yeah, that's right. Release it
that day.
Yeah,
oh shit!
I would really love more of that story to come out, because obviously, the Rockstar are kind of saying that this is to do with the leak as well.
Yeah, they just happen to all be in the
push
union
to return people back to the office, and then this accusation of union busting as well. I got the order of those events a little out of whack, but I'm sure you followed.
I'm sure Jason Schreier is working on it.
Yeah, it's hard to know what's really going on there, I think, from an outsider's perspective, and I'd love to really get to the bottom of that. But yeah, no doubt it's kind of proving a distraction from the development of the game otherwise.
And it's not like Rockstar's been without its share of toxicity over its history, so I mean, yeah, I look forward to the next Jason Schreier book, which I'm sure will cover this and catalogue it in its entirety.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think I think it's going to be great, and it's still going to be the biggest thing of all time. So there's no point pretending that otherwise. But I do think it's a little bit more worrying. Like this year was already later than we thought by years. So to think it's still a year away,
I feel
is scary.
It's one instance where I do feel bad for Xbox, because I mean, like, November is like the 25th anniversary of Xbox, and it's probably when they were planning to drop, maybe not Halo because it'll be earlier, but it'll be a Call of Duty time, and they've probably got some celebrations planned. But it's like, fuck that now.
I mean, it's the whole industry, really, right? Like this holiday, I feel like is soft because of GTA, and then I have to imagine people have moved away from May because for that reason, and now it's just like next holiday's fucked as well. If anything that isn't GTA,
everyone's like clearing out of the way GTA, and then suddenly they don't release, and it's like, oh crap! Like we've otherwise committed to this time, or it's distorted our timelines in this way. I think you were kind of alluding to it as well earlier, Shannon, but it's maybe important to note too the kind of shot in the arm to the industry that like a major release like a GTA is. Let's not forget that GTA 5 was the biggest entertainment release of all time. That's taking movies into account, music, all sorts. So yeah, GTA 6 you would bet is it again, if not more so. So yeah, not having that kind of like movement in the industry probably does like unsettle investors a little bit. There's probably ripple effects to it, I suppose. So
it's hard to know, I guess, because I don't really know what the GTA Online numbers are. I don't even know if they've ever said that. But do we think that a year delay is it going to be less hyped in a year than it is today?
I wouldn't have thought.
I can't imagine so. No.
Okay.
It depends what things look like next year. To your point,
yeah.
And maybe we'll be in pretty dire straits, and no one could give a rat's ass about Grand Theft Auto. Who knows? But
yeah. I don't think that. I just think like the marketing, like they released that trailer a few months ago that had like all the location. Like it's not as if we hadn't heard anything. I do think that it was coming out in May, like obviously, or we wouldn't have seen that trailer. I don't think when we did. So that's more what I was wondering. Like they like amazing at marketing, and like they've always owned that kind of really nothing and then like push to the end. And 2 delays would have to hurt that a little bit, is my thinking. I don't think it's going to be disastrous, but I do think it's going to get to a point where it's like it would want to be really, 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 really good.
And if they delay it one more time, I'm not buying it.
I wonder what it means for the publisher as well. Like, I know obviously in its own right, Rockstar do very well financially, but I think there was kind of a fair amount riding on the release of this probably like past financial year, not let alone this financial year. So for it to now slip into another, I wonder.
I'm pretty sure I heard something
affecting the boardroom conversations. As well.
I think I heard something that the announcement of the delay like tanked the stock to the point where it cost like the parent company like millions, if not like almost $1 billion or something.
Yeah, and like
they'll get that back. I mean, GTA will sell hot.
But I
cakes.
guess that is kind of what I was getting at, right? Like another year of development as well. I can't imagine comes cheap for this game, given it's the most expensive
and Rockstar would have
of all time, and that
hundreds
that
of
was
thousands
kind
of employees.
Yeah, like it's still going to make a lot of money, but we don't even know if it has GTA Online, for example. So I don't know what that looks like. Like, is that coming at launch, or is that going to be 5 years later?
Given the amount of money that it's made for GTA 5, I think they want to get that out as soon as they possibly can. But yeah, as is often the case, we'll have to wait and see.
I'm really sad. I think, speaking professionally, which I don't often do, I think this was keeping me going, and I just think it's obviously a massive thing, and a massive. It's almost like enough for an outlet to just write off that when that does happen. So it's a long time away.
Yeah, and there's certainly like a pile of content that kind of comes out of something like a GTA release. So yeah, it is a shame. In the meantime, though, we've got plenty of other good games to play, as Brody has been reviewing. You reviewed Possessors, a game that we were both quite interested in. What did you score Possessors and why?
It's a great question. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say, if you know, I think it was maybe an 8.
I think it was an 8. Yes.
I think
I don't want to get it confused with the other review I'm about to ask you about,
which I think was an 8.5. But
yes, I was going to guess the same.
I think I gave Possessors an 8. I'm a big fan of Heart Machine. Like Hyperlight Drifter was a game I really enjoyed probably about 10 years ago. It was like one of the first reviews I think I did for Press Start. So I'm really keen on their world and sort of that shared world they've put together. Like Solar Ash is another game. Hyperlight Breaker, a little less so. Like that game obviously has been a spectacular failure for them, and it's led to some layoffs and things like that, which is unfortunate. But this game's very different. Like it's obviously tonally different. Like it's quite dark. It's very disparate, very bleak in terms of its color palette, which is different to their other games, which are quite bright and pastel-y. It's a Metroidvania, although it doesn't really market itself as such. And yeah, not since like maybe because I'll leave Lost Crown out of it. I know it was a success, but I didn't really play it to the point to be able to speak to it. But like, it's probably not since maybe Symphony of the Night where I've played like a Metroidvania and wanted to explore the map as much as I did in this.
Wow.
So from like a map design perspective, like I was really jazzed with it, and combing every corner, like it's just so got such variety, and it's just so interesting that it really pulled me through. The story's quite nice. I feel like they have some things to say, like about like pushing through cultural and societal differences with people and trying to coexist and things like that. And you'd sort of get into that, like as you sort of pick the story up, you'd know where they're going with it. And the world building's just really cool. Like it's obviously about like demons that sort of break through their dimension into the human one. They like absolutely ruin the city, and then you've just basically you're trying to find your family and try and get out of there. And to do so, like you make a deal with a demon who is similarly fucked as you are at the start of the game, and you basically work together because he needs your vessel and you need to be saved because you're bleeding out and you're fucked up. So like really cool. The combat's really good as well. Like it's modeled more after like platform fighting games, like your Smash Bros and things like that. Like it's very like managing range is like a big part of it. Like you've got like whip, like grapples and things like to pull. I was going to say customers. Fucking hell, I'm in the sales mode at the minute. To pull enemies in. So it's just really good. Like I don't know what else to say. Like it's. And it's really nice. Like it's all hand animated, save for like the backgrounds, which are more 3D renders and things like that. But like it creates like a really cool art style that And
you can wield a guitar at some point.
You can wield
an electric guitar.
That's the cool thing. Like they like weaponize like everyday items. Like, and that's kind of the thing of it, because like
sick.
A lot of in a panic, a lot of the demons in game like need to find something to put their fucking, their force or their mana into, and like they just scramble to inanimate objects. So like a lot of these objects are like imbued with demonic power and stuff. So like you've got like kitchen knives that you can use guitars, you can use hockey sticks, and and like the enemies are the same. Like they're like demonic demonically possessed like everyday items. Like one of the things you get attacked by is like a book that just like flaps through the air like that, and stuff like that. And security cameras like line you up like turrets and things. So yeah, it's just the way they do that is cool. So it's a very interesting world, very cool game. And yeah, like I said in the review, it's probably, I think it could be this year's Lost Crown. Like in terms of like if it finds that success, like it is that good a game, like as a Metroidvania, that I think it could be quite successful, and I hope it is. And I didn't realize how cheap it was. Like we were talking about it at the start, like we said, and like it's only $23 on Steam at the minute, which is crazy cheap for what you get out of it. Like it's not like a 40-hour Odyssey or anything like that. Like I think I got through it in about 12 to 15 hours, which I think is a good length. You'd obviously get a lot more out of it if you did every side quests, because there are some good side quests around the map. So so I can only recommend Possessors. It's quite good, and it is a Devolver game, so I'll put that out there. Like it's got the Devolver tax that I love it, but great game.
It definitely speaks to me. I think the thematic element of it that you discussed as well, it sounds really interesting. And whilst Hyperlight Drifter didn't grab me, I did really like the art style, and I think that kind of how that's adapted and evolved into this is really cool too. But I mean, describing it as this year's Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, as you did, so that was famously my game of the year a couple of years ago. So that has me, real excited to play this. I do wish it was on Switch, because that's kind of my preferred platform to play a Metroidvania like this. It's where I'm playing Silksong at the moment, and still gradually progressing through. I might just have to bite the bullet and get this on PC to play it there. And as you said, a bargain as well. And 15-20 hours, perfect length for a game. I'm sold. All right, we better get to your other review as well before we start going too much longer. You reviewed Lumines Arise, a much hyped puzzle game. What did you score Lumines Arise, and why?
I believe I scored an 8.5, which is just under what I scored Tetris Effect, which is obviously their last game. It's like it's knocking right on the door of being just as good as it. Like obviously, I was a lot more familiar with Tetris going into Tetris Effect, and Lumines, like I didn't really have any background with it at all, being a primarily PlayStation property. But yeah, like once I obviously got the hang of it and worked out sort of what the core loop of Lumines is, which is obviously like matching 2x2 blocks to like clear them and things like that, similar to Tetris, but you sort of pair them up, and then like every 8 beats, because it's obviously a synesthesia sort of game, like where music is a big part of it. Like every 8 beats is like a measure, and like it screen wipes and gets rid of the ones that you've done. And so then obviously you're trying to not let it clear to the top of the screen, which is obviously similar to Tetris. Otherwise you fail. But yeah, so in terms of that, like it's obviously great puzzle loop. Like I really got into the groove of it and really liked the game a lot. The audio visual package that it is, like similar to Tetris Effect, is like spectacular. I don't know what else to say. Like Enhance, crazy good at what they do, and like I would play any puzzle game that they could redo Peggle in the form of whatever the fuck they do, and I would eat it up. So really great spectacle. Like even if you only play it for the journey mode and just like see the things that they do, like every stage is like multi-phased, and like it just changes radically, and just like it just kept me like constantly surprised, honestly. Like it was so good, and the music is really good as well. Where I think it would probably lose points is just the multiplayer. I think is a little bit shallow. Like it's one mode, which is like a burst battle. So burst is like a new mechanic in it where you can, similar to the one in Tetris, where you can sort of freeze things and like stack lines to like clear them en masse to like get more points. Burst is a similar thing. Like, so you can like make bigger like combinations of blocks to like get bigger scores and stuff. And it's built around that mechanic. So like the fact that there's only one sort of multiplayer mode to dive into, and beyond the journey mode, like you've got a few challenges, and then you unlock like a survivor mode, which is basically tasking you to play through the journey all again in one go, basically. So like in terms of it being a total package, I think it sort of probably falls a little bit short. And I think Tetris Effect offered a little bit more than it did. But other than that, like it's a really good game, really good puzzle game. And I don't know what this one costs either. Like I assume it's probably more a full price title, so it makes it probably slightly harder to recommend in that sense. But I can only imagine playing this game in VR. Like I kind of am tempted to try and acquire it for PlayStation to dust off the VR and see what it's like. But yeah, because I mean, just playing it on a flat screen was breathtaking. So I expect it to be very immersive once you're in a headset. So yeah, if you've got a passing interest in Lumines, or if you really love Tetris Effect, I would certainly recommend this game. Like it's probably as near a perfect a puzzle game as you can play for what it is. I just wish it had a little bit more going for it once you got through that journey. Yeah.
Yeah, and as I said to you at the start of this podcast as well, it's just like another good game landing this week. It's like a kind of an onslaught of them at the moment. Do either of these, do you think, enter the picture for Game of the Year consideration in your mind?
Yeah, look, I think they could. Probably nearer the tail end of the ladder, but yeah, like Possessor, it got its hooks into me like real good. And like the things it lost points for, like in my review, like I think they could tidy up, no worries. Like because obviously being a big open Metroidvania sort of map, I feel like I kind of sequence broke the game a little bit and went ways that I probably wasn't meant to, and I didn't have the ability to get out of those locations, so I got locked in and had to basically like restart my save and stuff. But if they can like patch that sort of stuff, and one thing I was a little let down by is like obviously for as emotional as that story is, I feel like it could have benefited from voice acting, but it sort of does obviously just the dialogue bubbles and stuff. But I see that as like a budgetary decision because it is like obviously a cheaper, probably less scoped out sort of title from them. So yeah, you can forgive it to a degree, but it would have been nice. But yeah, Possessor's got its hooks in a big way, so I could see that being on there. And yeah, Lumines being as good as it is, like it's probably near the 10 for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, we really are eating this year.
We're eating this month. I feel like this month has been crazy. And as I was saying to you at the start, I mean, like I'm playing Dispatch at the moment as well, which I'm hoping to have a review for in the coming days because I'm about to play the last 2 episodes, which released this morning. And yeah, episode 6, the way that ended.
Well, let's allocate some time to
go.
Let's allocate some time to the show next week so that we can like properly do a deep dive with Dispatch and all the reasons you're loving it as well.
Sure.
Because yeah, based on the brief conversation that we had before we started recording today, I'm intrigued and I want to hear more about that game. Maybe I'll try and find some time to play a bit of it between now and then as well. Otherwise, that is unfortunately the show this week. We don't have James here, who was due to host What the Wiki, and we thought we better not deal without him, just given how late we are in the season, how consequential that could be to the scoring.
Just give me the points, I think.
Just to catch you up. That we had plenty to discuss today as well, given all the news from Valve and PlayStation and GTA as well. So that is this week's episode of the Press Start Podcast. Subscribe to us on Listen or the podcast service of your choice. Follow us at press.au and visit the site at press.com.au. Thank you for joining the show, Shannon.
Thank you for having me, Ewan. You can follow me on my socials at Shannon GrixT.
I'm glad you picked up what I was putting down there because that was a bit of a different throw to you. Also joining us today was Brody.
Thank you. You can follow me on most things at Brody_DG.
And I've been your host, Ewan. You can follow me on socials at Ewan_Roxburgh. We'll be back again next week. But until then, happy gaming.
Bye.
Bye.